Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Empire Builder, how to build branches off of your business. Quite often we look at different companies, different business models, okay? And if you're familiar and you've been watching Empire Builder and 2 Minute RX, you know that we talk about the main business as being your vertical, your biggest source of revenue and income for your company. But numerous times we're trying to figure out how can we tap into other sources of income. For me, we look at these as the branches off your vertical or your tree, okay? And that's what we have to start to analyze on how we could bring in additional revenue to our main business. It makes us more cost effective and we get more revenue and production out of our employees instead of just adding more and more employees as time goes on. So analyze your business, figure out what your main trunk or vertical is, and decide how can we add some additional revenue to our business. The biggest way I will tell you to do that starts with education. And I know through social media, everybody puts down formal education. Formal education does have its areas where it lacks. It lacks in business knowledge. It lacks in basic finances as far as even how to manage a checkbook. How for kids to learn how to set themselves up to be successful once they actually get out of school, get jobs, and are actually making a paycheck or starting a business. From getting a mortgage to understanding interest, there's numerous things, okay? But there are some benefits, and when I'm talking about education, it's education specific to what you are trying to add to your business. Go out and find out the people that are doing it the best in your industry, the people that have 10x their business. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Learn from them, read books, get everything you can in your knowledge, because once you educate yourself, it leads to confidence, okay? And if you don't have confidence, there's a reason for it. And usually it's because we are not 100% all in on our knowledge on the topic. But as you educate yourself, as you keep learning about it, you will become more confident. And once you become more confident, you'll become more optimistic. And the most successful people are optimistic people. Entrepreneurs are the most optimistic people you'll ever surround yourself with. Why? Because they feel and they know they're going to get it done. They have big dreams and big visions, and they figure out, how do I make this plan happen? So confidence and optimism, being positive on what you're trying to build, is a key important ingredient to setting up branches off your vertical. You know, the third thing that it takes is work ethic. And I'm a believer in, you got to just work your butt off. I was trying to avoid a swear word there, but the best way to do that is to set yourself up with a schedule so that you're working on the most important parts of your business. And, you know, we've gone back and forth on, do you want to be in the top 10%? You want to be in the top 1%? If you're in the top 10%, that means you have to do 90% more time than everybody else, okay? 9 out of 10 people, you got to outwork them. If you want to be in the top 1%, you have to outwork 99 people. I don't care about this millennial tag and generation X, Y, Z, whatever else you want to make it, okay? Every generation has their labels, okay? But there are people out there in every generation that want to be successful. And the best way to do it is to work. Gain knowledge, become more confident, and build your work ethic. And I know people are going to say, there's busy work and there's not busy work. Well, take your time and make it the most effective time. You don't have to punch the clock at 5 o'clock. Okay, you don't have to show up at 9 if that's when you're supposed to show up. And there are more millionaires in this country that work for other companies. So you can become very successful even when you work inside a company if you don't own your own. Okay? So there's more than one way to get it done. Okay? But don't label people. Don't label generations. Don't label their parents of how they raised them. I've read all the books on this. Okay? But the most successful people work their asses off. That's how they get it done. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 65 years old. I know people that are out there in their 70s and they are cranking away like they're 21 years old because they're enjoying life, okay? So if you do these things, okay, you will set yourself up to increase your rate of success. Nobody guarantees success, okay? You have to put the work in. I go to the gym. I just hired a trainer, okay? Because I was letting myself go, running all over the place, traveling, speaking, whatever. I needed to get back to me. I hired the trainer, okay? The trainer's job is my coach. He needs to push me beyond the limits that I would stop at. And we all know if you ever go to the gym, you're going to stop at about 40 or 50%. How do you get the extra 10, 20, 30%? That's the coach's job. But he's a motivator, right? The motivator doesn't do the work for me. I still have to put in the sweat. I still have to push the weights around. I still have to get up early in the morning. I still have to eat right. There's other parts of it, just like in your business. You can't just be super focused on one aspect of your business and expect it to be the best thing in the world. You need to focus on culture. You need to focus on your operating procedures, all the things we've talked about in the past, right? You need to pay attention to all those things, okay? So I can't just go to the gym and then go home for the rest of the week and eat whatever I want and drink whatever I want, right? Counterproductive, okay? So you want to increase your chance of being successful. And the way to do that is educate yourself, which will lead to more confidence. Be a positive person for the people that are in your work family and anybody around you. If you have some negative people around you, get rid of them. Even if they are part of your family. Yes, I've done it, okay? People think, how could you do that? They're negative. They're bringing me down. They're holding us back. The people that are on your bus are going to support you. And then if there's people on that bus that shouldn't be there, it's your job to take control and kick them off the bus, okay? So, Chris, Anthony, thank you for watching today. I appreciate your guys' time. I know this is an odd time, but, you know, it was just something that we needed to talk about, and I wanted to convey this message, and I appreciate you guys and all your shares and things. And if you would like to hear more, please share this out, because we're just trying to reach as many business owners or people that are even working for another company that want to be successful. Because like I said, there are more millionaires in this world that work for someone else than actually do own their own company. I want you guys to go have a great one. Go build your empire. Thank you.